All right. I am live on YouTube and Facebook. I just wanted to come on for a minute and show you how I'm preparing for my customers today. This is not my typical day to come on, uh, at least not for encouragement. But I'm on. Just felt like I wanted to come on. The sun is shining so beautifully, coming right in the window right over my door to the veranda. So that window doesn't have any shade. So the sun, when it comes up, it comes right through that window. Which reminds me, I probably should make, got to order some sun water. And so what I do is I add limes or whatever I want to this water. And then I let it sit in the sun. And the sun infuses all the ingredients in the vegetables or fruits that I put in here into the water. So I'm going to start with a lime and a cucumber so I can catch the sun while it's Hey, I see I got one person on. They're probably like, Sister, what are you doing? Okay, so I've washed a cucumber and a lime. I'm going to make him just water real quick. Guess I need to bring this down just a little bit. This is sitting over here because I'm getting ready to make my sauce for the spicy slaw. But so I'm going to slice a whole lime that I've already washed off. Smells so good. I love the smell and the taste of lime. So a whole lime in there. Then I'm going to do a few slices of cucumber as well. Most refreshing taste. Lime and cucumber water. So that's about 1/3 of a cucumber. Just put the slices in there. And then to that I'm going to add some spring water. Don't ever make infused water with tap water. Get you a jug of spring water. Get you a bottle. Yeah, if you're going to infuse water, do not use tap. It has too much other stuff in it. Buy you some spring water. Okay, and so what I'm going to do, the sun is shining, and so I'm going to put it right in the way of the sun. And as the sun shines on this glass pitcher, that lime and that cucumber are going to get infused into this water. Then we have to open the blind here. There we go. I think I'm going to get a towel and just set it over here on the piano. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me see who's on here. Hi, Marianne. How are you, darling? Um, Let me raise this up just a little bit. Okay. All right. Yeah, so I got on I'm looking like Grandma Grant. Got on my apron because I had to do some baking. And whenever I'm using flour, I got to cover up because it's everywhere. But I finished my first wave of vegetable pot pies. Aren't they beautiful? So I rolled out the dough, the homemade crust that I made, and the delicious filling. And I did those early this morning. So that's 6. But I have another batch I have to do for my evening pickup. But they are just the most adorable, delicious little pies you ever want to taste. So that's that. And the other thing I've been working on this morning. Hi, Bobby. How are you, darling? The other thing I'm working on is this amazing. Look at this, y'all. This is my red spicy slaw. So on the top, you'll see that I have 1.5 small jalapenos chopped up. And then underneath that, you've got cilantro, and underneath that, you've got fresh basil. Underneath that, you've got thin sliced red onion. You've got red cabbage, green cabbage, and all the way down to the bottom, because that's what I cut up first. I'm trying to find it. All the way down to the bottom is my thin sliced celery. I wish you all could smell this. Okay, so I'm just tossing it around with my hands like this. See that? Just like that. And it's going to be amazing. All right, so there's the celery right there. Here's some celery. Okay, so I'm tossing it. I want to bring this down so you can see how I'm tossing this. Slide that back. So you can see everything that's really in here. I know. So, if you look at that, this is my red spicy slaw. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful presentation. It's something that you could even add, like if you wanted to add some dried fruit, like raisins or cranberries, you can add that to it. Or you wanted to add some sliced almonds. You can add sliced almonds and make a sweet ginger sauce. And then you've got an Asian salad. That's how you can turn this into an Asian salad just by adding sliced toasted almonds and making a sweet ginger vinaigrette. And then you've got an Asian salad. But I'm going to make it into a slaw. I think this is mixed very well. I wish you could smell the fresh basil, the fresh cilantro, the celery, the onion. What else did I put in here? Celery, onion, cilantro, basil, a red onion, and then the red and the green. Thin sliced cabbage. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so I'll make real quick my sauce. Okay, so I'm using Hellmann's vegan salad dressing. And we're going to take a good portion of that out. I'm not measuring nothing, y'all. That's why I can't get a cookbook done, because most of my cooking, my baking, I'm precise. You have to be precise with your measuring for baking. But when you're cooking, you don't have to be precise. You just kind of do it as you go. I'm going to add a little black pepper. Now, to this spicy slaw, you really don't have to add a lot because the fresh ingredients give it the flavor that it needs. So I'm going to add just a little bit of black pepper. I guess y'all may say, Sister, today know a little bit. A smidgen of sea salt, iodized sea salt, because I need iodine in my system. All of us really need it, but I really need it because my thyroid is inactive. Now, the one thing I've learned about Hellmann's vegan dressing is that it has a great deal of water in it, and so sometimes when you add it to fresh vegetables, it'll kind of water down. So when you're using this to make coleslaws and whatnot, first of all, if you notice, my veggies are not dripping with water. They are dry. I have spun them dry so that they don't have the excess water, which waters this down. Because this is already has a water base to it. So we have to be careful not to let our veggies be wet and then water down our whole meal, our whole salad. So I've added the salt and I've added the pepper to thicken it just a little bit. I'm going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of xanthan gum, and that's going to thicken the sauce. You don't need much. And the thing you do with xanthan gum, if you're going to add it to a sauce, is you have to add it to some type of oil-based liquid. So I'm going to just add maybe a tablespoon of this grapeseed oil. Not even that. And maybe 1/2 tablespoon. And I'm going to stir in 1/4 teaspoon of the xanthan gum. Like that. It kind of disappears. But what it's going to do is it's going to keep this thick and from being watery. I think I want to add just a little bit more of this salad dressing. Now, I do sweeten up my spicy slaw. I can use organic cane sugar. I could use agave, or I could use honey. Today I choose to use, and this is the brand that I use, organic cane sugar from Aldi. This is what I use. Okay, that's a brand new bag. Okay, I'm going to, so this is about, 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm going to add to my dressing here. I'm going to stir it up. And I can see right now the xanthan gum is already thickening this sauce, which is a wonderful thing. Because it's not as loose as it typically is. So you see that beautiful sauce. And so now we're going to add that sauce to these wonderful fresh veggies. Let me just taste it. Do the pinky taste? Yes. Go ahead and put this on the slaw. If I feel like it's not sweet enough, at this point, I probably would add a liquid sweetener, which would be agave or honey, just because it'll blend better that way. So I'm just kind of folding. The one thing about slaw is sometimes you see slaws that are really watery. It's because you got too much sauce. And if your sauce has any salt in it, and you've got things like celery and cabbage and and the salt begins to pull the water from those fresh vegetables. So you don't need to use a lot of dressing, because the first thing it's going to do is start pulling water from the fresh veggies. So another reason why I like using the xanthan gum. And if you read some of your dressings in the store, they have xanthan gum in them. Read the ingredients in some of those dressings. So this is kind of firm. It's not soupy. But as soon as I put it in the containers for my customers and put it in the refrigerator, it will begin to pull a little bit of the water from the fresh veggies. This smells so amazing. Okay, so I keep mashing because I want to pull the flavor from all the freshness into the salad. Okay, let's push this back. All right, so I want you to take a look at this beautiful spicy slaw. Now, before you put a creamy dressing on here, it has just a beautiful color. So if you want to enjoy the beautiful color, then I suggest you do a vinaigrette, a sweet vinaigrette, and maybe add those almonds and whatever else you want to add to it. But I need to taste this. Okay, this, of course, those who ordered the carrot dogs, either you could get sauerkraut on the side or you could get the spicy slaw on the side. So those who got the spicy slaw, this is what they're going to have. And you really are supposed to put it on top of your carrot dog when you get ready to eat it. I'm getting ready to sneeze here. Okay, good old pepper. All right, so let's see what this tastes like. I think it's important that you see people's faces when they taste the food. All right, so here we go. Why am I blowing this? Okay. Absolutely amazing and delicious. And after it sits in the fridge for a little while and all the flavors keep going through, it's going to be amazing. So there is my spicy slaw. And I'm going to I'm going to just cover that up. Put it in the fridge. Okay. Okay, I got to show you this. So you're probably wondering, hello, what'd you say? You can't wait. Hey, y'all. I guess I got to hit this thing to see the conversations. Okay, I didn't know that all of you all were on here. Okay, so inside this container, or you see the hot dogs, the carrot dogs, how they're marinating inside this amazing marinade that I made. Look at it. It look like hot dogs. So these marinated overnight, Carolyn. And what I'll do is I'll remove the excess sauce from them, and then I grill them on my stovetop grill and place them inside a beautiful bun and put the mustard, the ketchup, sauerkraut, or spicy slaw, whichever one you ordered, um, alongside of it. And that will be your carrot dog, if you will. So yeah, these are still marinating. What is this in here? Oh, these are little balls of homemade pie crust. And so when I make these little balls, I just flour them, roll them out, and create my little pies like this. And then I pop them in the oven and I bake them. Okay, so I've got the first wave of vegetable pot pies done, and I'm going to do the second wave a little later today. But what I do is I pre-make the little balls of dough, so it's easier for me to just keep going and make the pies. So it's 2 balls of this dough to 1 little pie. This is your bottom crust and your top crust, and it's just enough. 1.5 ounces of dough. Yeah. That's what I do. I measure them so that they're all perfect and the same size. That's the same thing I do with my homemade rolls. Okay. So, that's that. But, the next thing, of course, I'm going to start working on is my spinach artichoke dip. And I've got all the ingredients for that as well. So that's what I'm going to start on next. My spinach artichoke dip. Put all this back in the oven, in the fridge. So I've got my cream cheese. Well, I forgot to show you the coconut cake. Me and Ron Woodard ate a slice. We had to make sure it tastes okay. And he was like, they're going to like that. And he's not even a coconut guy. But here is the coconut cake. And you can see that one square missing right there. This is amazing. For those of you who ordered it, you're going to really love the fact that you ordered that. I'm going to cover that back up. Put it back in the fridge. So yes, I've got my fresh spinach. Got my fresh spinach. I've got my canned coconut milk. I also had there it is. Okay. So I've got fresh onion, fresh garlic. That's all going to go in this spinach artichoke dip. Oh, and you got to have butter. Honey, you got to have the butter. extra can of cream in case I need it. So coconut cream in the can, coconut milk in a can. It's different from the kind you buy in the carton. This is a thicker and has the coconut fat in it, so it makes for great dips like spinach and artichoke dip. And then I have right here my artichoke hearts, marinated artichoke hearts, that you have to go with that dip. So, like I said, I'm getting ready to do that. I already got my food processor out. And we'll begin. Doing that. But that's all I want to come on and say and show y'all kind of what I'm doing. How I'm preparing. And of course I got all my teas are in the refrigerator. They've already been made. All I have to do is add the agave and the fresh lime juice to each of them. But they're already made and in the fridge. If you look over here, turn your eyes this way. There's one. I've got several. They're already made. I just have to add the agave. But there's one I do not need to add agave to. Somebody asked that I don't put any sweetener in there. So I don't sweeten it. I don't put the sweetness in it while I'm cooking it or while I'm steeping it. I wait until it's in the jar and then I add 3 tablespoons of agave nectar to an 18-ounce jar. 3 tablespoons of agave nectar and about a teaspoon of fresh lime juice. And it tastes amazing, especially hot. So, thank you for the thumbs up, whoever that is. Thank you. All right. So Carolyn said, I can't wait. Hello, Mr. Kelvin Titterton. Good morning to you. And Bobby and Kim Gregory. And I think that's everybody that I can see. Mary Ann, you were on first, Mary Ann. So I love you guys. I'm going to get off of here. I may come back later on and make some of those pot pies. Let you see how I make those vegetable pot pies when I do that second wave. But yeah, I'm going to get going here because my first orders get picked up at 10:30 here at my house. Okay, love you guys.